Doesn't that picture tell a story? Well, it probably tells a story of two guys arguing over who Andy Farrell loves most. Owen Farrell and Johnny Sexton, skipper in their sides, both fly half, head-to-head in round 6, the final Super Saturday game, final game of the Six Nations Championship, and a date with destiny for Ireland and for that man, Johnny Sexton. This will be a battle which will rekindle a lot of battles that have gone on in years gone by. There'll be a lot of edge, a lot of bite, a lot of niggle. And, well, Ireland will be in no mood to let this opportunity slip. And I played a clip of a film and related it to the Wales-France game earlier. I'll relate a clip of a film now to how Ireland are approaching this game against England in Dublin.
Wrong! Conan, what is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women. That is good. That is good.
Yeah. Ireland are going to want to get this job well and truly done, and they have picked a team to do it. My goodness, have they ever. Just on Johnny Sexton, by the way, it's easy to forget amongst all the talk about Grand Slams and stuff. This could well be Johnny Sexton's, but it's more than likely to be, I would suggest, Johnny Sexton's final ever Six Nations match. A game in which he could go out, he could bow out as a Six Nations champion, Triple Crown winner, Grand Slam winner, the first time Ireland have ever won a Grand Slam in Dublin, and as well as that, could become the top point scorer in the history of the competition as well. It's potentially someday for him as an individual, but for his team, would be, if they get the Grand Slam, an absolutely incredible achievement and a reward for a lot of work that's been put in over years, laying the foundation for what they hope will be a platform to go on with further success this year. I understand why there will be nerves, because the expectation on England after last weekend is so low that it starts to feel like a banana skin for Ireland. And let's be honest, Ireland fans, if you're an Ireland fan, you'll understand how the weight of expectation can turn into pain. I've had enough experience of that as an England fan more recently as well. So your nerves should have calmed a little bit when you see that team anyway, because Dan Sheehan is there. Caelan Doris is there. That's massive. Only one enforced change in the pack where Ryan Baird comes in for Ian Henderson, and Baird's a handy player and a big unit. So that is as good as you could have hoped for with your pack. Bearing in mind Henderson's out, Tyg Byrne is out. I'll admit, I'm glad Doris and Sheehan are okay, but I was hoping for a little bit more help for England, courtesy of injuries. But there we go. It's good to see Ireland have got two hookers on the bench. You need the extra backup these days. And Cian Healy, I gather, is also, having seen a video of him knocking over a drop goal from 40 metres, Cian Healy's also there as a backup fly half. In the back line, you've got Robbie Henshaw at 13, Jamison Gibson Park coming in at scrum half, and what a difference he made. He's like a blue bottle, the way he darts about all over the place, so quick, and he just sped the game up, made such a difference. So him starting is a massive boost for Ireland as well. And on the bench, you've got Ross Byrne and Jimmy O'Brien. Stuart McCloskey might feel hard done by not being on the bench, but I think that's just Jimmy O'Brien offers that bit more versatility that without Gary Ringrose, you possibly need off the bench. That's a seriously strong team, isn't it? Yeah, really, really good. And there's a lot of guys there I look at, and I'm like Peter O'Mahony. He loves playing England, doesn't he? And I think they'll want to, and England will try and make it hard, but I think they'll want to, unlike the Scotland game, put this one to bed by half-time and then try and enjoy the second half and really twist the knife. And the thing with Ireland is they've won all their games so far, but they haven't played well for 80 minutes so far. They've played brilliantly, but they're, unlike France last week had the perfect performance against England, Ireland will be looking to finish with the perfect performance as their last properly competitive game before the World Cup. As for England then, and the headline is Owen Farrell is in at fly half. Only one, again, an enforced change at the second row. Ollie Chesham is out. Dave Ribbons comes in. So other than that, it's exactly the same with both packs. And I think maybe Alex Donbrandt would feel a little bit relieved about that. And I'm surprised, perhaps given how poorly it went last week, that there hasn't been more changes in the back row. But on the flip side, I quite like that Steve Borthwick is giving these guys an opportunity to go out and put things right that they got wrong last week. And yeah, they looked okay against Wales, looked good against Wales. They were poor against France. And Ellis Genge said this week that they said as a squad, they have vowed to each other never to let that happen again. Well, they've got a chance to go and show it this weekend. And with not too many changes, there's points to prove all over the pitch. Jack Van Portfleet as well, I think at scrum half, he probably could feel quite a little bit lucky. And in the same way that Jamison Gibson-Park shows what a bit of speed injected to a team can do, just wanting Alex Mitchell to get a little bit more time on the field. But I also accept that Alex Mitchell, when he comes on when bodies are a bit tired towards the end of a game, he can be devastating. So, all right, we'll give JVP another go, show what he's about. So you got JVP up against JGP. I think there may only be one winner there, but we will see, and I will live in hope. Manu Tuolangi is back. He's the temptation that is always there, and that coach after coach after coach haven't been able to resist. And without Ollie Lawrence, him being injured, you can kind of understand it, because who else is there? What else would you do? Owen Farrell at 12 is the only other option, and this is why in videos I've made in the past, why I've said I don't understand all the stick that Owen Farrell got playing 12, because we do not have many other choices. And Manu Tuolangi is so fragile with his injury that there we go. And we've had to go back to him. Can he last the whole game? Can he play well? He hasn't really turned it on for quite a long time now. We're going to see, I guess. I've got a feeling, depending on how the law changes go about playing in other countries for England, we could well be witnessing the last games of Manu Tuolangi in an England shirt. We will see. Henry Slade continues at 13. He's one of those with a little target on his back. He's got to prove his worth. And Joe Marchant is on the bench, which will be putting added pressure on him. But the positive is the absolute gas that England have got on their wings. If, and it's a massive if, playing against Ireland, if they can get these guys ball in space, Henry Arundel and Anthony Watson are absolutely rapid. I've got a feeling they're going to be doing more work getting balls peppered on them, and the kicking game defensively they're going to have to work things out. But if they can get some attacking ball, I can't wait to see these guys attack. Henry Arundel is a generational talent, potentially. I think he's played like 13 Premiership games, and this will be his 7th England game. It's an incredible ratio, that. But for good reason. He is an incredible talent. Let's hope we can get him some ball. Although I fear that what might happen is what happened to Ethan Demortier of France. Again, a young guy, relatively new into the France team. And Ireland just managed to manipulate him so he got out of position, and then they just kick it over him, and he had a torrid afternoon playing against Ireland. So I hope it's not the same for Henry Arundel. I fear it may be. So not a great deal of change then. Maybe less change than you might have imagined, but that seems to be Steve Borthwick's way, doesn't it? As for a combined team, taking each player 1 versus 1, 2 versus 2, all the way down 1 to 23, and seeing who you would pick. Who would I pick in a combined team? There you go. I'm only joking. I put Johnny Sexton at fly half. I thought I'd just put Owen Farrell up there for a laugh, because some people accuse me of being biased towards Owen Farrell. And honestly, as an England fan at the minute, if you don't laugh, you'll cry. So, yeah. No, Johnny Sexton gets in at fly half. 2 Englishmen get in, and that's only because Tadhg, Andy and Henderson are injured. If either of them were available, they would be in ahead of Maro Itoje, who has not been the Maro Itoje we know. The whole pack Irish, apart from him. And the whole pack Irish, apart from Anthony Watson. Mac Hansen is fantastic. And I love the guy for his sweary post-match interviews. And just generally being a bit of a dude. But I think Anthony Watson, if Anthony Watson were Irish, I think he would be starting for Ireland. He is elite. I hope he gets the chance to prove it this weekend. And then on the bench, all Ireland except for Marcus Smith and Joe Marchant. And again, that is mainly because Ireland have injuries, which is preventing some of their guys, like Bundyaki, for example, being on the bench. He'd be above Joe Marchant. Marcus Smith is the one, fly half is the one area where England trounce Ireland when you look at the overall talent, because Owen Farrell, Marcus Smith, George Ford is a ridiculous level of talent that isn't matched by the talent in the rest of the squad. So yeah, as you can see, I'm sort of my energy's gone a little bit as I look at that. In Dublin, the day after St. Patrick's Day, with an expectant home crowd, willing their team onto a Grand Slam, a World Cup later this year, Ireland are going to absolutely go for this. What can England do? I think England will reverse the tactic that they did against France. They tried to open up a little bit and it did not go well. I think they'll try and tighten up like they did against Wales, kick for territorial dominance, which might play into Ireland's hands because they're really good at dealing with that, but that is England's best chance. And the forwards for England have just got to front up and go and play angry. And I think that's all I really want. I'm not expecting a win for England. I just want them to go and play with fire in the belly and like nothing in the world matters more. And I hope they give Ireland a really good game. I think Ireland will win the Grand Slam. I think it will be reward for some incredible work. And I'm backing Farrell to win. Unfortunately, Andy. But a tiny, tiny little part of me's going, well, we as England, we can claim a little tiny bit of success with Andy Farrell and Mike Catt and Stuart Lancaster and Graham Rowntree involved. God, what a coaching team England could have had. What have we done? Right, enjoy the game. I'll be doing loads of content on Super Saturday itself. Please, if you haven't already, hit subscribe. I'm so close to 10,000 subscribers, which I didn't dream of getting to by the end of the Six Nations. It's just, it's gone bonkers. So I really appreciate your support on that. And I love the comments. I'm going to get stuck right into them. So leave yours and I will see you on the next video. Nice one.